So, history of forensic chemistry. So, sa history of forensic chemistry, naadali si Locard exchange principle Orfela, father of modern forensic toxicology, and Sir Francis Galton about fingerprints. So first, ato iyan ay i-discuss si Locard exchange principle. So, another key figure in the history of forensic science is Edmund Locard. So, si Edmund Locard, who also made several significant contributions to the new science of fingerprinting. Locard succeeded in setting up the first police laboratory in Lyon, France in 1910. So, he is best known for the Locard exchange principle, which has been adopted as one of the tenets of forensic science. So, ang principle that he holds is that every contact leaves a trace. So, dili gyud mahimo na kung asa ka mosimod or asa ka molakaw, wala kay trace na nabilin. Like for example, nandiyan ikaw ng baso, si Jane fingerprint ang nabilin. Na or that every contact between two objects results in exchange of traces between them. So, in the other words, it is impossible for a criminal to perform an act of violent crime without having some trace of his or her presence. So, imposible na ang criminal kung mag-perform siya ng violent crime is imposible para dyan na way dyan mabilang na traces or ebidensya na dyan siya sa dyan na butang na nag-commit siya ng crime. So, naglaong sab si Edmund Locard na wherever he steps, whatever he touches, whatever he lives, even unconsciously, will serve as a silent witness against him. So, not only his fingerprints and footprints, but his hair and the fibers from his clothes, the glass he breaks, the tall mark he leaves, the paint he scratches, the blood or semen, or he deposits or collects. All of these are more clearly expressed against him. So, kana ng mga butang is magamit siya or magamit sa katunatao para ma-identify na iyan. Labi na kung para ma-identify ang criminal or ang suspect sa dyan na area. Kaya nagbilang sa dyan ng crime. So next is Orfela, father of modern forensic toxicology. So, si Mateo Joseph Bonaventure Orfela is isa ka Spanyol na nagtrabaho sa University of Paris in the early 19th century na nagsijasab ang father of modern toxicology. So, he pursued a career in medicine. So, siya tagpadajan ang iya career sa medisina. And, na-appoint siya sa professor of medical jurisprudence and was a professor of chemistry in the School of Medicine before siya nag-serve as the dean of the faculty of University of Paris. Si Orfela sab ang nag-establish ng numerous basic principles of modern toxicology and is probably just ang kauna-unahan na nag-conduct ng experiment about sa epekto ng poison. So, in 1813, he wrote his first book devoted exclusively sa toxicology. So, mauni ang Treatise this poison or Treatise on poison. So, ang treatise is kibali juris or may pag-publish sa siya na lain pa na libro about medical chemistry, meaning elements of medicinal chemistry in 1830. And human bodies or kung unsay toxic effects ng arsenic sa lawas. So, next is Sir Francis Galton, fingerprint. So, the role of fingerprinting in the field of forensic science was established with the publication of the first scientific book on fingerprinting in 1892. So, this landmark work was entitled Fingerprint and was written by Sir Francis Galton. Using previous studies, Galton developed a system wherein a precise pattern or set of prints could be used to identify its owner. So, si Sir Galton nag-develop ng isa ka system para ma-precise kung kanino adto na pattern para mahibaon kung sino ang owner. Galton's system was use categorization based on the three main pattern types. So, loop, first is loops, curves, and arches. So, a person's fingerprint identify consists of a sequence of these patterns. Originally, the system was developed for Galton studies on racial characteristics and heredity, and not for crime detection applications. So, however, within a decade, law enforcement officers and criminal prosecutors have begun to use Galton's book to accurately identify and convict criminals. Studies ni Sir Francis Galton is until now paghihapon, magamit paghihapon nato ang fingerprinting para mag-identify sa criminal suspect. Until now, paghihapon siya. Importance of forensic chemistry. So, forensic science deals with the applications of science to legal matters and the crime solving. So, si chemistry plays an essential role in the interdisciplinary field of forensic science, especially in the crime laboratory, wherein the same principles and laws of chemistry are used to examine evidence. So, si crime analysis is involved siya sa paggamit ng forensic chemistry para pag-establish ng unsay cause ng death or kung unay dahilan ng siya pagkamatay o pag-detect ng mga illegal drugs sa dugo o sa ihi o pag-detect o pag-determine sa ng sunog or kung unay mga causes unsay dahilan. So, ang mo dyan ang trabaho ni crime scene analysis. So, the crime laboratory or crime lab for short is a scientific laboratory that uses forensic science for the purpose of examining evidence from criminal cases. So, ang crime laboratory is it refers to a laboratory or highly trained technical personnel render various related service. And sa PNP crime laboratory, nag-consist sila ng mga naka-uniform o non-uniform personnel with high level of expertise and the ability to provide scientific investigation services through field or crime scene operations. Forensic laboratory serves as well as the criminalistic training and research. So, allied service is includes immediary and autopsy, drug test, DNA examination of question documents, fingerprinting services, histopathological examination and microimaging examinations, semen determination, and so on. So, for example, ang physical nature evidence yung nakuha is fingerprint. So, imo dyan ihatod dito sa fingerprint division para ma-examine kung kanino or sino dyan ang tagisya na fingerprint. The forensic chemist. So, si forensic chemist is a professional chemist who analyze evidence from the crime scene and derive a conclusion based on tests undertaken and such evidence. So, it is the task of the amo ni ang trabaho ng forensic chemist para pag-identify o pagka-characterize sa adto na evidence as part of the overall crime-solving process. So, given that sila sabang nag-handle ng evidence na nakulik sa crime, so they are often summoned to explain in a trial court what was found and how they arrived at their conclusion. So, kung ano yung nakita, sila ang mag-explain nito at sa korte sa ebidensya na ilan nakuha. So this is the characteristics of forensic chemist. So first is dapat be able to spend hours rigorously applying analytical techniques to evidence. So dapat mag-spend sa dyan ng pila ka araw o pila ka oras para pag-apply ng mga techniques sa dito na ebidensya. Tapos the second is clearly and concisely answers challenges these findings. So dapat clear and concise siya sa inyo nakuha ng mga findings. And sa 3 is possess moral integrity. So dapat as a forensic chemist is dapat na kay moralidad or na morality o integrity is na kay integrity in studying. So functions of forensic chemist is first sila mag-conduct sila ng qualitative and quantitative examination of dangerous drugs as well as volatile substances. So, sa function of forensic chemist is maghatag lang na ako ng mga function so dili na nakita ng map. So, sa forensic sa functions of forensic chemist is mag-conduct sila ng blood alcohol determination or mag-examine sila ng urine and other body fluids for the presence of dangerous drugs. So, i-examine nila kung ikaw ba na tao nag-take ba ka ng drugs. So, amo dyan sila nakuhaan ka ng dugo, amo usually para i-examine kung nag-take ba ka ng illegal drugs. So, mag-conduct sila ng gunpowder examination of clothing to verify possible gunshot distance. So, for example, diyan pinasilay na naganap. Then, sa dito na area is nakitan ka kung nadakpan ka na dyan nakita na po sila. So sa dito na sitwasyon is pinasilay man. So, ang iban is nakatakas, tas ikaw rin sila nadaksan. So, i-examine ko nila dyan kung puno pa ng mga pusil or ang nagamit dito sa pagkumusilina para mahibawan ilang mga pusil sa gamit base sa gunpowder. Last is mag-conduct sila ng field laboratory work and clandestine laboratory investigation. So, ang clandestine laboratory investigation is isa siya ka secret or illegal laboratory. Is the 4 stages in the practice of forensic chemistry. So, first is collection and reception of the specimen. So, naadiri ang collection refers to the proper collection, handling, and packaging of the specimen before an analysis can be started. So, reception refers to the process of receiving the specimen by entering the specimen conditions on the logbook. So, sa collection and reception of the specimen is naadiri ang proper na collect. So, ang insakto sa collect nila, so, pagkapot and pag-package ng specimen. Kanang additional sa dila dyan i-process is magagianay sila sa reception para pag suyat para isuyat asa nila sa logbook additional nila pasa. Second is actual examination. So, diri mag-conduct sila ng mga various examination procedures sa lahat ng mga specimen para i-submit sa mga sa karton na party na nag-request. So, third is report writing or the result. So, this step involves the drafting of the positive or negative result. So, diri as a writing of the result kung any ba is positive or negative ang ijari. And sa stage 4 is court appearance. So, diri is dini ang final stage kung asa si forensic chemist mag-explain sa korte kung uno'y findings sa each explanation na iya tag-conduct sa kanto na specimen. The forensic chemist is an expert witness in court. So, si forensic chemist can be called as an expert witness in a court of law by virtue of the following qualifications. So, first is the education. So, one must be licensed registered chemist, preferably with a master's of PhD degree. So, dapat kung ikaw register ka matawag na forensic chemistry or an expert witness is dapat isa ka lisensyado na tao. Second is training. So, one must have undergone trainings and seminars in the field of forensics. There must be updated in the training of forensic chemistry procedures in and outside the country. So, dapat nag-agi-anay ko ng mga training. Register ka matawag na expert witness or forensic chemist. Third is experience. So, dapat experiensyado ka ng tao. One must have hands-on experience involving laboratory procedures and must know how to answer court inquiries about chemistry principles during court presentation. The forensic chemist or as an expert witness must have sufficient and specialized knowledge in the forensic science. So, dapat ikaw na forensic chemist is dapat sufficient and specialized ang imo knowledge about forensic science beyond that of an average person, such that his or her expert opinion about a piece of evidence can be considered dependable on legal grounds. So, as a qualified expert may testify in the form of an opinion or otherwise. So, as long as the following, so na-apply criteria ini. First is that the testimony is based on the sufficient facts or data. So, dapat ang imo testimony is naitagbasihan o sufficient facts and data. So, second is the testimony is the product of the application of available principles and methods. O ang ikatulo is the witness to supply the principles and methods reliable to the facts of the case. So, last is mauni ang golden rules in the practice of forensic chemistry. So, as with the other disciplines, there are several important rules that must be followed, which is mauni uno. First is go slowly. So, dapat hinihinay ka sa imong pagtrabaho para dili nimo ma-contaminate atong mga evidence na naa dito sa area. So, second is be thorough. So, dapat careful ka sa mga butang na imo taghimo. Ug as a forensic chemistry, katulong maunang dapat mag-take notes ka. Ug sa ikaw pat mag-consult ka. So kung ikaw naglibog ka sa dyan ng mga butang, is dapat mangutana ka sa imong mga kaiban. Ug ang lima, use imagination. So kung mag-imagine sad ko sa scenario, is dapat dili nimo palabian or dapat di sad nimo pasubraan. And number 6 last is avoid complicated theories. So mauni ang kilaon sa number 5, use imagination. Dapat nakakay limitasyon. Okay, imagination gani nimo, so imo ragi pagawas ang imo nahuna-huna ideas kung unay nahitabo sa Diyos sa buhay. So this is my last topic about chapter 1. And next is chapter 2. So chapter 2, physical evidence. So what is physical evidence? So physical evidence refers to any material or object introduced in a trial for the purpose of providing a fact in issue based on its demonstrable physical characteristics. So physical evidence is specify ni kabutang na pwede magamit sa trial or mauni ang gitawag na evidence na makita dito sa page. So physical evidence found at a crime scene in small but measurable amounts are called traces evidence. So ang example ng mga traces evidence is ang body fluid, DNA, fingerprint, hair, fibers, paint, glasses, explosives, ballistic impressions, question documents, and so on. So the identification of physical evidence can help determine the truth during the investigation of the crime. So sa physical evidence is diri makita kung unay tinuod sa na nahitabo dito sa crime. Kay matrace man dito ka. So physical evidence can be classified according to the following. So first na ay physical nature. So mauni diri ang microscopic, solid, liquid, or tissue tandain ang mga Second is type of examination to be conducted is drug test, drug analysis, polygraph test, it's lain-lain pa. So diri asab is pwede sa ko magamitan ng drug test. So ang drug test, kung labi na nag-fan ka or na-abdan ka sa crime scene, tapos may posible sa dahilan, ang posible na dahilan ang nakagamit ka ng crime is tungod kay nag-take ka ng illegal drugs. So maunang himuan ka ng drug test. Pudtay diri ang mga several types of physical evidence na makita dito sa crime scene. So first, DNA, mauni any tissue from the victim or suspect such as hair, fingernails, bones, and teeth. So for example, kuan na dito baro na may dugo. So ila diyon i-examine kung kanino ang dugo. So yan na. Tapos sa second is body fluids. Mo ni examine nilang imo laway, dugo, huyas, or semen o imuha ihi sa examine kung examine dito ang sa victim o sa suspect. So, third is impressions, tool marks, shoe prints, fingerprints, bite marks, tail tracks, o lain-lain lahi pa. Ikaw-pat is weapons. So, characteristics of firearms, ammunition, and residue, chemical composition of explosives, etc. So, ang kalima is manufacturing document. So, magamit ini sa printing method or paper and ink used in forged documents and writing style counterfeit bills, or ransom notes. So, sa miscellaneous trace evidence such as dust on dirt fibers, soil, glass, paint, skeletal remains, fracture matches, line. Values of physical evidence. So, diri is mas reliable gayud karadyo ang physical evidence kaysa sa testimonial. Kay ang testimonial is masulti. So, kung isulti nimo diyon is kung magstorya ka, ang storya pwede mapag-o, madugangan. Pero ang physical evidence is diya makita na ikaw gayud jaon gayud diya ang tinuod kamatuoran na ikaw gayud adto na tawo ang nag-commit sa crime, or para ma-identify na ikaw jaon na tawo amo jaon ang sa evidence. So, diri sa human factor, morning ako gilaong na compared with testimonial evidence which may change. So, ang testimonial evidence is pwede mapag-o, pwede madugangan. Pero ang physical evidence, dili can't lie, wait, die, or forget, or get bad. Okay? In addition, the source of testimonial evidence may also be lost. So, ang testimonial is pwede sa jamawaya. Pero, pwede rin sa jama kalimutan dito or useless ang imo magamit na ang testimonial dito as a korte kay maduwa-duwa man ang siya pagkuhan kay ang testimonial lagi is pwede sa jama dugangan, pwede sa siya ma true. So, sa physical properties is physical evidence cannot change. So, ang physical evidence is diri ang nagpasabot na dili siya ma-true or mabago. Whereas testimonial evidence is based solely on interpretation that can change or be erroneous. So, mao nang gilaong na ang testimonial evidence is gina-interpret ra. So, gisulti pakita or di-act is pwede gayud siya ma-utro or madugangan. So, sa circumstantial variabilities, if any type of physical evidence is found and subsequently associated with the suspect where he or she had no right to be, then upon proper identification, the evidence may first establish proof beyond reasonable doubt. Second, establish probable cause. And third is establish the suspect's presence at the crime scene. If the physical evidence is found for the period during which a suspect may have had legitimate right to be. So, collection of physical evidence, the scene of the crime operation or SOCO team must have similar main goals in mind during the process of collecting evidence from a crime scene. So, si SOCO team ang mag-reconstruct sa crime ug mag-identify sa kadto na tawo na nag-commit ng crime, ug sila sab ang mag-preserve ng evidence para pag-analyze, and sila sab ang mag-collect ng evidence na magamit dito sa korte. So, ang trace evidence constitute the most common type of physical evidence which an investigator and or crime scene specialist is likely to encounter. So, ang trace evidence refers to a microscopic materials found at a crime scene such as mga buhok, dugo, mga gamit kibali for example dito sa crime scene may nangabuak na botilya magamit dito dyan mga footprint, tire impression, mga fiber o dyan buhok sa baro or paint tapos etc. So last is the guiding principle in the collection of physical evidence. So there are several guidelines in the collection of physical evidence that help ensure that the appropriate protocols are be followed. So first is morning sufficiency of sample. Sufficient weight, volume, or pieces of sample for analysis should be submitted so that a series of lab tests can be performed. So, sa sufficiency of sample is dapat kini na mga sample is dapat ma-analyze na lang ini o mahatag or masubmit na para mahatagan ini ng series ng lab test na i-perform. The second is standard for comparison. A standard should be submitted so that comparative analysis can be performed and facilitate evaluation of unfair trade conditions. So, sa third is maintenance of individuality. So, different specimens should be packed individually to prevent contamination. So, sa maintenance individuality is dapat ang mga lahi-lahi na mga specimens is naka-pack siya or butang siya sa lain ng mga pack o naka-label or naay mga tag tua para pag examine adto or pag amo nang ibutang siya sa lahi-lahi ng mga butang para malikayan ang contamination or ang pagkasira sa dito na ebidensya. So, sa fourth is labeling and sealing. So, individually packed specimens should be labeled and sealed properly to avoid confusion in the preparation of requests and documentation. So, sa labeling and sealing is dapat nakalaya-laya sila pag-pack o nakalabel tag sila o dapat nakasirado ng sakto para ma-avoid ang confusion or ang pagkadaot or ang pagkasira sa kanto na ebidensya para in preparation pag-request sa dyan na documentations para malikayan ang confusion kung ang contamination sa kanto na ebidensya. So, this is my video discussion. Thank you.